Jeff Mack is a team lead for 24 years, 35 years in the business. Circle of Excellence 4. Husband to Liz Mack. He's a father of 4 sons, Austin, Dallas, Eric, and Jeff Jr. And a grandfather to 3 grandsons, Bo, Hudson, and Jackson. Okay. And one thing that I have the most respect for is every time Jeff speaks, he speaks about his family. Please stand up and give a warm welcome for Jeff Mack.
Jeff Mack, everybody.
Right. Oh, no. Okay, come on. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Let's let them hear you. Let's go. We need your energy. We need your energy. Let's go. All right. All right. On that song, we always try to make, but Eddie, went to the same high school, right? Me and Jen, and we kind of kid around that we're the only 2 people that made it out of there alive. And I joke around, but Jen, is that kind of true? It is. And so anyway, pretty aggressive for you guys. Good. I've sensed a different energy so far in this event. I've sensed it out of people sitting in the chairs, people on stage, and the corporate guys that have come to the stage. I pay attention to that. I'm one of those guys that more as a feeling guy, and I try to sense energy. I try to see what it means to the masses. And I'm telling you what, we're in a spot right now where things are going to really light up. And what I wanted to do here today is just kind of let you know a little bit. A lot of you have been tracking some of these Zooms I've been doing over the last few weeks. And some people are like, what's up with that? What's happening? And we just want to tell you a little story here and put these in perspective so you can comprehend kind of what's shaping up here in the next little bit. And, it's interesting because I'm going to tell you a little story and kind of bring you from where I started to where we are today and then where we're headed from here in a just real short period of time. Like you, I got invited to look at this by a friend. My friend happened to be Craig Tillotson, though. And Craig Tillotson is one of the most successful network marketers of all time. And he's a very intense guy. He happens to be Nathan Ricks's brother-in-law. Okay. And I remember when Craig started to talk to myself and Nathan and some others, he was talking about, look, we want you guys to come and do Nu Skin with us. And our perception at that time was that it was for women, right? Because what they were doing were laying people on the ground and doing these non-surgical facelifts on. They were painting one side of their face, and they'd get done and wipe it off, and the face would be tight and nice looking. The other one would be sagging down. And then the trick was, hey, if you want the other one done, you need to sign up and get the product. And that was the thing. And I'm like, that looks pretty good, but we're not going to do that. When he says do Nu Skin, we say, we're not doing Nu Skin. And he says, well, you guys don't understand. It is these visual, emotional, consumable products have found their mark. People love them at the grassroots level. And that means on the macro, it's going to be a huge opportunity. And you guys need to paint that picture. I remember thinking, paint a picture? How are we going to paint the picture, Nate? What are we going to do? It's dark outside. We're in the 80s. And I don't remember that. That was the worst recession since the Great Depression of the 30s. And people were negative and people were down and people were wondering what their life was going to be like. And all of a sudden the light came on. When there is no vision, sell vision. Where there's darkness, sell light. And so we just simply went out there and said, hey, times have been tough. Come with us. And if you come with us, what could your life be like in the next 2 years as we take this company from small to big? And they came. And they came. And they came. In droves. Why? Because we were selling what they were looking for. Yeah, it had product attached to it, but they wanted a life. They wanted a future. They wanted vision, and we provided it. And we went from 40 million in sales where New Skin was at that moment, that in 20 months to over 500 million. Now, if you put that in today's dollars, that's $1 billion. And you say, how is that possible? Because we painted a vision. Well, time went on, and some people in this room, as I'm looking through, I see several of you that were there that came in at that point in time. We established the best foundation I've ever seen in network marketing. And at one point, believe it or not, 40% of the field had advanced degrees. Think about that for a minute. 40% of the field had advanced degrees. That doesn't happen, all right? And so we had this strong, firm foundation of a real strong business acumen. People that had had success before with other options, they came here. Well, as time went on, there was different opportunity that presented itself. Now, the moral to that story right there is real simple. When it's dark, sell light. As time went on, okay, there was different opportunities that popped up. And I've told this story before, and I'll be brief with it, but it has application to what I want to tell you about right now. They talked about Thailand 9 months out. They started leaking that it was going to open in 9 months. Now, I've never been there. I don't speak Thai. I don't even know anyone from Thailand. But I thought, I read up on it. It looked like it was good. And I said, hey, you know, here's what we want to do. I got 4 of my friends. Let's go after Thailand. And they're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. Go to a Thai restaurant and grab the waiter or a Thai guy and start talking to him and just tell him about the fact that, hey, we've done well before. We knocked it out of the park in Japan. We're going into Thailand, and people that position and take advantage of that are going to do very well. I don't know if that's you, but you need to hear what we're doing. And that was it. And we just kept telling it over and over and over again. And before you know it, it leapfrogged to LA. There's a strong population there of Thais. It leapfrogged over to Thailand. We just kept telling the story over and over and over again. And some people signed up here in the States, and we got them to Blue Diamond before the market even opened. Well, I kind of felt like we had something going on. And I thought, okay, I've got to make an executive decision here. What are we going to do? So I rented the biggest hotel in Bangkok. And the day they opened the market, we were going to train the people we thought we had. Okay, now again, I didn't know yet. You know, we're just out there telling this story of vision and hope and positioning on a ground floor opportunity for what would come. And that's what we did. The morning session, there's 2,500 seats in this ballroom. And I'm just sitting there like this. They start streaming in. All the seats were filled up. So we trained them. The afternoon session, those guys left. 2,500 more people filled the seats that weren't there in the morning. So we trained 5,000 people the first day, the 5 of us. Okay, now, month end was about 3 weeks away. So that 5,000 by month end turned into over 30,000 distributors. Now, what do you think happens when 30,000 people order product? Boom, it's like an explosion. And people were saying, you guys cheated. You guys did something illegal. You guys didn't play by the rules. And we're like, what are you talking about? We just took action, and we were visionaries, and we acted before the I's were dotted and T's were crossed and all the lights were green. And all of you that wanted to wait until it opened, great, you waited. But guess what? It's over. It's over. The game is over, right? Because how do you compete with that? Starting from scratch. You can't. Now, what does that have application for here? Let's see if we can bring that chart up right there. Let me talk to you guys for a minute. I don't think anyone in this room could have predicted what's happened the last 3 years in the world. Do you think? If I came to you, let's say I came to Nick 5 years ago and said, Nick, I got an idea for this great best-selling book. And in this book, here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a virus unleashed on the world. Some people will get sick. Some are going to die. Governments will react. You know, some knee-jerk. They'll lock people in their houses. They'll shut businesses down. They will create havoc around the world from the reaction of what happens with that. And as it goes around the globe, it's going to set in place a ricochet effect that steals opportunity from people that once had it. And then there's going to be a 2 to 3 year recession on a global scale that'll be as dark and steal the souls of every person on earth. Now, if that was the story I was going to write, Nick would have thought, I'm a demented soul. But guess what? That's exactly what happened. And we're still living it. Well, lucky for us, We had some very ingenious women in the business that figured out how to crack the code with social media. And they created a touchless business where they could sell stuff online, low-end items that people would embrace. And as they embraced them, they brought them in and they enjoyed it and they pulled them in even more. They got them in as distributors and upgraded. And before you knew it, we created a whole litany of leadership that we would never find any other way. But think about that. We grew through a time when most people were in decline. Other network marketing companies haven't fared so well. They just haven't. And so it sets that stage. You know what we've proved through COVID as a unit, as a family, as a business, is that you can't beat us. We are unconquerable. Okay? Now, the company wasn't sitting back just with their fingers crossed. Now, how many of you know who Craig Bryson is? A lot of you don't know. Craig's one of the founding distributors of the company. He and Craig Tillotson and Clara McDermott are the three people that New Skin sponsored as a unit, first level. Everyone in the world is under those guys, including me. All right, including Nathan. All right, and so I have good relationships with all the team elites around the world. They trust me, I trust them, and they said, "You're local. Can you go in and talk to the company about some things, some things we want to see happen? We want to see some opportunity. You know, social media is happening on a large scale for some. For a lot of us, it's not. What can we do? What kind of transition can we look forward to? Because they're scared. You know, COVID has scared the crap out of everybody, right? And so we're in there talking, and I see Craig, and I said, "Look, you're here, I'm here. Why don't we join forces? Let's go in and talk to these guys." And we did. And so if you're wondering why it's been being leaked from me and Craig, here's the story. We go and sit down, and Craig starts to say, "Look," he's very well read. You sit down with Craig Bryson, it's like you're sitting down with Elon Musk. And I am not joking. They are the same guy, right? He's a genius. And he starts talking about the fact that, look, the network marketing industry has gone stale. Everyone looks the same. FTC is threatening everyone else because they're easy to threaten. He says, we need to look different than everyone else. And he starts talking about artificial intelligence and where it goes. And he starts talking about information gathering and how information will be more valuable than money at some point. Okay, and he starts talking about DNA and how the collection of that information tells us a lot about the customer. And he starts talking about e-commerce and these things. And some of these talking points were out in the public square with the field. And so these discussions are happening. And what I'm watching, I'm observing, right? Because I'm listening to Craig. A lot of this stuff here's the thing. Craig's idea of fun is to read stuff. Okay? That's not my idea of fun. I'll read stuff, but I don't want to just sit in the house and read. Well, Ryan's kind of like that. He likes to read stuff too. And so in the process of talking, Ryan said, we're already doing that. Vince Profetti was here, and Vince took us to the cloud. He says, we spent money, we've taken us to the cloud. It's been painful, we got there, but we understand. And this is what Ryan said 3 years ago. My prediction is companies that don't embrace and become AI capable will be out of business in 5 years in any industry. So I saw that, and they started to do it. They started writing down. Steve Hatchett, I'm telling you, that guy has changed this company internally, for sure. He's an entrepreneur. He's not a corporate guy. And he's writing stuff down. He's asking questions, and I'm watching his brain go, and he's a wizard, and he's writing it down. And they got a little more closed-lipped with us because they realized, okay, this is Jeff, and this is, Craig, and we got a lot of leaders that, demand respect too, and we don't want to get politically weird with anyone, but this is Craig's idea. And Steve's making it a reality. So as time goes on, all of a sudden, they make an announcement. They're investing $500 million in technological upgrade and AI capability to the street, right? But unlike what they were doing before, because our technology has been challenged within this, because we try to build it within, Ryan's a smart dude, and he went out and hired it from outside and brought the best people in the world in to do it. And so they're the ones doing it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe, but we're still not really talking about it, right? Well, about a month and a half ago, I get called back in. They say, we want you to come back in here and talk. And I walk in, and Craig's there a little early, and he's kind of sitting over here, and I sit down, and I see this little box. It's a DNA collection kit. And I look at it, and the lights come on. I look at Craig and I said, we're doing this. They're like, yeah. I said, how long have you had this? They said 3 years. 3 years? You've had this 3 years and you didn't tell us? You've had this 3 years. Well, we're out there saying, we need something. We need some. Well, 3 years? They said, Jeff, hold on. Okay, it's not really about the DNA. We can collect that anytime. DNA is out there. 23andMe, Ancestry, they've already shown that, it's legit. Okay, that's not it. That's just kind of the tip of the sword. But yeah, we've got that in place. But it's really the algorithms and the legalities and the privacy issues and all these things that has to happen in the back office. And that's where the investment's going. We're not ready to turn it on yet. We probably won't be ready for maybe 12 to 18 months. I says, but you're committed. Yeah. You got the best guys doing it. Yeah. You guys are moving in this direction. Yeah. I'm like, okay, we need to leak it. Okay. We need to leak it. And they're like, no, we're not ready. And Steve Hatchett starts getting real stiff. No, we're not ready, Jeff. I'm like, I know, that's even better. Okay. I said, the fact that it's not here yet, think Thailand on steroids, right? I'm like, look, here's the deal. The industry's primed for it. No one's got a story like this. There's 10 network marketing companies, as I'm speaking to you right now, circling the drain. They're all $500 million to $1 billion companies, and they're out of cash because COVID has robbed them, and it's swirling around the drain. And then you see other companies that you thought would never fail that are faltering, and here we sit as the most financially solvent company in the market. In fact, several of those companies have asked us to buy them, and we're not buying them. We're not buying them because you can't incorporate cultures, but there's going to be a lot of people out on the street, not to mention the people out there that have no opportunity because COVID stole it from them. And because the economy going down tells them there is none. And they're on bended knee looking for the next stimulus check, right? So I said, you have to leak it. You got to leak it because that won't wait. The economy's in a tailspin. People are shell shocked. There is no opportunity. Leak it. Okay, you guys are under non-disclosure, so you can't say this, and this, but these talking points you've heard me talk about are already out there. So we start to leak it. And I'm back in the trenches. My son's a policeman. Some of you know that. And he's a good policeman. People in his precinct see him as the up-and-coming stud. And problem with that is he's had to draw his gun 15 times already. And I said, Jeff, there's going to come the day you're going to have to pull that trigger. And when you do, you're going to have to live with the end result of what happens. There's a window here, Jeff. And I wouldn't tell you this unless I believed with every fiber of what I'm about, that there's a chance here for you to change your life on a financial level that you'll never see again. And I'm coming out of retirement. We're going to go build an army. But I need to know you want to do this. And he's like, Dad, I am in. And so I start telling the story. And I get a call from Tracy Paley. She says, Jeff, could you do a Zoom for me? I'm trying to get my arms around it. It's like, yeah. Can I bring some of my guys? Yeah. Well, we're thinking 50 people, 75 at the most. She starts a Zoom. 2 days later, she calls me and says, Jeff, I don't think we're going to have enough room. I said, you got 1,000 lines. What are you talking about? She says, I don't think we'll have enough room. I said, you're fine. So time comes, I go get on the call, all 1,000 lines load up. 500 in queue, can't get in. So I do one the next night and it's blown out. Long story short, all of a sudden the league is turning into a tidal wave. All right. And so you look at it and you say, why? I'm not sure the spiel's that great yet. I'm just talking about a potential ground floor opportunity in a pre-marketing window. See, but here's the thing. Ground floor opportunities are a dime a dozen. You see it in our industry all the time. Hey, we're brand new. Come with us. You can be the next new skin. You're going to make all this money because you're the first guy in. And then they go out of business, 99% of them. You don't want startup. You want ground floor. The gold standard in the industry just invested $500 million into what is predicted to be the biggest shift since the Industrial Revolution. It's a $15 trillion shift when it comes to AI. And Ryan's prediction within 5 years, companies will be out of business. They're swirling the drain as we speak. And there we sit in a position to dominate. Now, these are my words, okay? And you're a distributor, so I'm going to talk to you like I would talk to my son. We're in a position right now you'll never see again. Okay, now we got different facets of the business that work. We got people with scanner business that are killing it. We got people with social media that are killing it. Keep killing it. Okay, but I look at it, we got like this 8-piston engine, and there's 1 or 2 pistons that have been banging, but there's 6 or 7 that are sitting idle because they don't know what to do. And so you leak it, and the lines fill up. Now, I've been there when there's a $40 million business, and in 20 months, we took it to over 500 million with nothing but what we built. We've got 1 million distributors around the world. What do you think happens when this hits their ears? You're going to see the sleeping giant wake up like you've never seen in your life, because the market is primed out there. Prospects are swirling. I've got guys, they wouldn't give me the time of day. They know I've made money, but they still would never do this. They hear this, they're all over it. Why? Because it's a ground floor opportunity to position themselves for something they never thought would occur. They know AI is real. Anyone in the know knows it. They know DNA is real. Now, here's the caveat on the end, and I'm under non-disclosure, so I can't give you a bunch of specifics, but here's the thing. Years ago, who remembers Big Planet? We had a technological business we were trying to implement with e-commerce because we saw the future coming, but it was too early, and no one could get their arms around it, okay? And so fast forward 12 to 18 months from now, okay, I'm working with Nick, and hey, I'm not going to wait 12 to 18 months. We're going to sponsor Nick now. We're going to go build an army under him and get him to Blue Diamond or Team Elite before the market opens. Why? Because the foundation in place will blow up when the wave hits it. That's the strategy. I've done it. I've seen it. I've put my hands on it. And that's what will happen here too. And so that's what we do. And so we turn this thing on in 12 to 18 months. And as I describe this to you, there's a little bit of hypothetical because it's not here yet. And understand it's fluid. Things can change as we talk. But you see this right here? I'm speaking to people that are in that front 2 categories called innovators and early adopters. Those are people that will act on something before the masses. The rest of the world is early majority, late majority, and laggards. That's 85% of the population, and they got to wait till everything's just for their liking. I saw it with Thailand. We're talking to them about this ground floor opportunity. Oh, I need to handle the product first. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Hey, over here. No, hey, I need to wait till the market opens. Got it. We might call you later. Over here. And so it's like we're trying to find these guys. You find these guys, you know, more guys like them. And that's how you get 5,000 people in the room the first day and 30,000 in the deal the first month. Okay? That's what we're looking for. You know what I got for you? There's more of those guys out there than you even believe. You know why? Show me an opportunity in the world, network marketing or otherwise, where a person for 18 months can set themselves up for the rest of their life. And I'll tell you, it doesn't exist. Okay? Not without huge capital risk. The money that's invested here, the 500 million, you don't have to invest it. New Skin did. They did. What are we doing? So fast forward 12 to 18 months from now, they turn this on. Okay? And so now I come to Nick, we've got this team, or let's say Nick's a different guy now. I'm recruiting someone else. I've already built this army. The other guys say, hey, Nick, look, we can test your DNA. We can tell you a snapshot of everything from you from a cognitive level down through your health. And you might want to get that done. Everyone wants it done. And if Nick has, how many people in your family, Nick? 4, okay? Do you think Nick's going to say, oh, yeah, do the assessment on me? Screw my wife and kids. You know, we don't care about them. No, they're going to all get it too. Bam, I get 4 assessments right then. It's a product. So 4 of those go right in the system. So here's what we do. Before I talk to Nick, I say, you might want to do this. I send him a video, click, right out of the palm of my hand right here. Click, goes right to him. He looks at it 20 minutes later, fill in the gaps. He wants to do it. Great, Nick, here's what we do. Click. I send him the Vera app. Now it'll look different then. It's the portal of the company then, all right? And so I say, Nick, go to that, download it, go through, click the prompts, order your assessment. Now he comes in as a customer. He orders it, goes in, the assessment comes back. and it creates a digital avatar or a digital twin of Nick. And this digital avatar or digital twin is the perfect Nick. And when I say perfect, none of us are perfect, but his genetic code, this is where he is. Now, Nick in reality is here because the assessment has looked at it and it doesn't spit this out. It says, Nick, we've noticed that you have some deficits here, here, and here. And we recommend this product, the perfect digital twin. Now, that's not me selling it. That's the AI capability. It's Nu Skin selling it to Nick. Okay. Nick gets the assessment. He might ask me, hey, he says, I need this and this. Hey, I'm using those products. Nick, you should use those. He gets them on auto delivery and bam. You notice these guys are putting everything on a 30-day subscription. If you guys just notice that, problem with our skincare products, they'll last forever, right? I'd rather have it gone in 30 days and buy it again. Okay, we're business people here, folks, okay? You might say, God, I wish they would make the mask last longer. Yeah, don't get it if that's how you're thinking, all right? Retool, reorder, right? And so that's what happens. And so now what happens is I've got Nick's information. We've got it in-house. The dealing straight with Nu Skin. I never saw his information unless he wants to share it. And now he's this customer of ours. Now, let's say Nick says, I got a friend that I might want to get involved here. And he does that. And click, we send him the video, we send him the app, they click in, and now he's recruited someone, and now he becomes a distributor. Until that time, he remains a customer. You won't have to worry about your 67% again, right? He has to sponsor someone first. You guys following all this? You tracking it? This has been well thought through, trust me. And so all of a sudden, Nick is there, and what Craig Bryson's pulled out of somewhere, I don't know where we got it, is all the economies of the world are shrinking. Do you believe that? It's true. People are having less children. You know what that means? The markets are shrinking. So you better figure a way to get more dollars out of the market that you're addressing. Well, we've got our products, but you know what? I know Nick and his family spend money on other things other than what we have. What if I told you, and I'm going to be just surfacing on this because I can't drill down with you. I'm not allowed to. What if I told you, and again, if you don't think e-commerce is real, walk around the mall today and wonder what happened. Amazon now owns the world, and COVID sealed the deal because everyone cocooned and used Amazon, and they're locked in. Jeff Bezos is one of the richest guys in the world for a reason, and there you sit, right? What if I told you, Nick, instead of you going down and buying that stuff through Amazon, or if you're still going down to brick and mortar, why don't you click through there, and what you're going to find is 6,000 consumer goods you're already buying. Brand name stuff. But the difference here is you buy it from yourself, commissions flow through the whole system. So you're incentivized because of the commissionable element that's in there. What do you think is going to happen? Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. He's going to buy from a click in his business, then we'll go into Amazon. So he creates this mini Amazon business on the back end, and always talked about his assessments to help people get the right health profile, right? He hasn't made claims because he's not selling the product. He's not making claims and saying, oh, you're a diabetic, you need this. Oh, hey, this product grew an arm for me, right? Now, I didn't have an arm, now I have an arm. You know, or hey, you know what, this cured can't, whatever. You guys know the network marketing industry and the shortfalls of it. That doesn't happen because we're not doing that. What are we doing? Nick, we can do a health assessment on your company, has all this technology. You might want to get it done. That would be great. Here's the video, look at it. Yeah, hey, I'd like to do that. Boom, here's the thing, order it. I send him the app. What have I done? I've sent 2 clicks. He's in, he's ordered the assessment. Nu Skin does the rest. Then I just fill in the gaps. If he starts recruiting, then I'm there to help him fill in the gaps and recruit his people. Guys, I'm telling you, you've never seen this streamlined of a business because I know everything that moves out there and I've never seen it. And you know why you haven't seen it? Because it hasn't existed until right now. And the good news is it's not here yet. Do you think Ryan Napierski looks confident up here? Are you kidding? That guy, he should pull his shirt open. There's an S on his chest. You can see it. Why is the swagger there? Because he knows the lights have come on. The energy is oozing. And I'm telling you what, we're going to take over the world. All right? We are. And I mean that sincerely. There was a time, now this is me talking, and I don't care if it's recorded. All right? There was a time that we were the gold standard of the industry, where everyone looked to us in aspiration because you guys are the people. You guys are a cut above everybody else. But we took our foot off the gas and we stepped back. There's lots of reasons that occurred, and we allowed other companies to step in there and fill the void. I've met their leadership. I've looked them in the eye, and you know what? They can't hold a candle to those of you sitting in this room. We have got the best leadership, and at the end of the day, that is the trump card for the whole thing, right? And so you look at that and you say, well, COVID's wiping out. Why didn't it wipe us out? Because of the strength in leadership. You know, a lot of our leaders have been out. Yeah, they're still involved in our business, but they've got real estate holdings, various things. They love this company. And now they're circling back because we have a ground floor pre-positioning story with AI capability in a $15 trillion expanding market that if you don't transition in, you're out of business. And I'm just not blowing smoke because 10 of them are circling the drain as we speak. I want you to know our future's never been more assured. Our future's never been brighter. The question is, do you recognize it? I'm looking for, we can go to that last slide, that innovator and early adopter. You know why? Because that's the business flow right there. It's simple. This is the simplest story ever been told, with the biggest upside I've ever seen, with real products going to real people, recommended by AI capable technology that has, you know, placebo controlled studies and all kinds of firepower behind all the things that Nu Skin is product wise. Guys, I'm telling you what, and I'm going to close with this. You will never see another opportunity like this again. You know why I can say that? Because there's no way you can recreate the last 3 years that this world, that the hell this world's had to go through. That's a once in a lifetime experience that happened 100 years ago for some other people that aren't here anymore. But we're here now. And I'm telling you, through personal experience, I've got people already involved that never would look at me. And they're all over themselves tripping to get in the deal. And it's not even here yet. Now, some of you might say, well, what do we do? I mean, how does that work? Well, my sponsor, Nick, right now, he's going to buy a product package and it's going to be consumed in 30 days. And it's our top selling products. It's on auto delivery and we go find more people. And guess what? In 12 to 18 months, when we turn it on, guess what products they're going to be buying? Same products Nick's buying right now, except it's through an AI assessment from expert opinion that's showing him the way. Not me. I'm not a doctor. Okay. I'm not nothing except a business person that recognizes a window when I see it. And I see it. So if you wonder what I've been doing, now you know. I can't sleep. My wife's actually worried about me. She's like, what are we going to do? I'm like, what do you mean what are we going to do? She's like, you're only sleeping 4 hours a night. I'm like, so? Liz, if I get too tired, I'll just pass out, okay? It's all right. There's a window, and it's open now. And I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my son. Nothing will stop me. It shouldn't stop you either. Thanks.
All right.